Hello, in this video I will talk about how to implement drop-down based navigation in Power BI. To demonstrate the issue, I will use our COVID-19 dashboard, and as we keep making changes to the dashboard, we keep adding more and more functionality. I started running out of real estate for navigation items. So here you have several navigation buttons, so you could click on one of these menu options and that'll take you to different areas of the dashboard. The problem is there is a lot going on this dashboard already, so if I were to add another 5, even a couple more options, I would be really having a hard time finding the real estate for it. So instead of using a navigation item based on a bookmark or a button in Power BI. Let me show you, for example, how that works, how it used to work. So for example, if I wanted to see the mortality by country, I would click on this box and that would take me to the mortality by country screen. Instead, what I want to be able to do is something a little bit different. I wanted to have a drop down for all of the pages, all of the navigation options that I have in my dashboard. And I can make a selection here in the drop down. So I'm going to pick the same mortality analysis by country, click go, and you see that goes to that page. I could go back, pick another page. Let's say I want to do the forecast, click go, and then that takes me to our forecasting page. All right, so for example, here I can click on Illinois, and this will reforecast the new cases development in Illinois. So in this video, we'll talk about how this feature could be implemented. And luckily for us, it requires very little coding. Okay, now you're looking at the Power BI dashboard, the actual tool that I use to create these this dashboard. So what I will do is, I'm not going to be creating everything in this video. Usually when we do these videos, we're pretty detailed and we take you through step by step on how to implement all those calculations. Right now I'm just going to show you what I did, and then at some time I'm going to do a more detailed one just to save time. So the first thing that I did was I needed to create this drop down or a slicer with all of the navigation options. So the way I did that was I went to transform data. And here I use this enter data option to create a new table. And in that table, I just typed in all of the options for the navigation. So basically all of our pages. So if you want to see the values, I'm going to click on navigations, source, gearbox, and you could see this is the table I just typed in. So I have 2 columns, page, and you have to spell out pages the same, matching to the pages that you have in your dashboard or in the report. And then I also added a sort order just in case I wanted to control in which order these pages are displayed to the user. Now that I have this page, you can click and close and apply. And now we have a table in Power BI that has all of these navigation options here. The next step is all you have to do is drag that page over to the canvas area and make it a slicer. And the only thing I did in my slicer, I made sure that from the selection controls, a single select. You can format it whichever way you want, pick a font and color and so forth. But that's about all you need to do to create that navigation option. The next thing is how to make that navigation option work with this Go button. So the way the Go button is created is by clicking into Insert, Button, and then I use a blank button. What that does, that creates a button, and you could click on button text and type the text for the button. In my case, I said Go. And the most important thing here is that we're using a type of the, we need to turn on the action. So click on this switch on, and then the type of the action is page navigation. So, and that's really all of the setup that's necessary to make that button go. The only thing that's missing is to dynamically specify the destination for the navigation. And the way that destination is done is by configuring the destination function. So when you create it by default, let me go ahead and create one by default. So I'm going to create a blank button here. Okay, so I'm just gonna drop it over here for now. And then if you go to action, turn on, and you're gonna say page navigation, you see the destination, it says none. So what you could do is normally you could kind of specify the button that you wanted to go by default, and that value is hard-coded. In my case, what I want to do is I want this destination to be dependent on the value selected from the drop-down. So what you would do here is you would click on this FX button in the destination, and that will give you ability to pick the variable that will return the value of the selected value of the drop-down. So what I did, I created a metric called navigation, and I will show you what the logic for this metric is. So it just says navigation page. By the way, you know that you can only pick some of them. You can only pick the variables that return the type text. So if you pick the navigation page and click OK, then that's all you need to do to make this page navigation work. So I'm going to delete my button here, and then let's repeat. You create a blank button. You go to action, turn it on. In destination, you click on FX, and you pick that variable that you want to spell out the name of the page. And then the last piece you need to do is you just need to, well, actually you need to do this variable before you set up the action. So you need to have this variable selected, create it, and that variable is very, very simple. Okay, all you need to do is you create the variable. In my case, I named it navigation page. And the value of the variable is, or the metric is selected value. And then you specify the name of the column that you use for the dropdown. So in my case, it's navigation page. And if nothing is selected, I wanted to return COVID-19, which is the default page in my dashboard. But the way this dashboard is set up, this piece here is superfluous. So now that I have a variable that returns whatever is selected in this dropdown, I'm pretty much done. So again, having the variable that returns the selected value of the dropdown and wiring it to the page navigation type destination in the action button is all you need to do to create the menu-based navigation in Power BI. So now we're looking at the deployed version of this dashboard. So this is deployed in powerbi.com, and this dashboard is publicly available. The link will be in description if you want to check out the behavior, or if you're maybe even interested in some of the insight that the dashboard provides. You're welcome to play with this at your leisure. And just to demonstrate again how this works, you have a drop-down, and in this drop-down you can pick any value, and then click on Go, and then your pages will change based on whatever you picked in the drop-down. I believe this is the first video that covers this topic. Hope on the internet. Hope you found this video interesting and informative, and please come again for more videos. Thanks. Bye.